Hey everyone, I thought it was about time, while I'm away as well, to basically bring you the Burn Guardian build. Now, we've seen it in competitive PvP, we've seen it in PvP in general, and I just thought I'd go over it very quickly for you. And if you are new to PvP, or if you are on my channel but don't watch much of the competitive stuff, and haven't even heard about this build, it's not new, but it's new-ish, I would say. You know, it's been going for a couple of months now, but it's pretty strong. It's pretty nice as well. So let's have a quick look at this build. Of course, if you're going to go with Burn, let's just go with Carrion Amulet. So it gives you some vitality, some power, and some condition damage, as well as the Rune of Balthazar. And also, we're going to go with the Scepter, and we're going to go with the Torch, of course. We want to get the burning off from the Torch. And then we've got the Sword with the offhand focus. So your defensive set, really, where you can pull off also some nice damage as well. Balthazar Rune, of course, brings out a lot of damage. Look at the 20% burning duration when you use a healing skill. Nearby foes are burnt, so even more burning, plus 15% burning duration, extra condition damage, and burning duration as well. So you're going to be doing a ton of extra burning. Remember, we have Virtue of Justice as well, which brings the burning with it, and also some other abilities in our arsenal. Not Tottenham. Sigils are going to be Sigil of Geomancy and Doom. Doom on the Torch, of course. And the Sigil of Geomancy gives you extra bleeding condition, as well as energy because we still no dodge. And Sigil of Doom for the extra poison. So we've got poison. We've got more condition coming out here as well. So look, tons of poison indeed. So let's go over the build. We've got Radiance, we've got Virtues, and we've got Valor. We've got some defensive traits here. So let's have a look at Radiance first of all. So Justice is blind. When activating Virtue of Justice, nearby enemies are blinded. Of course, that's quite useful, not only just for the blind effect generally, but also when you're trying to go for downs and just want to get the extra blind, so they don't interrupt your downing ability, of course. Right-handed Strength. So critical chance with two-handed weapons is increased. Sword skills recharge faster. That's one-handed weapons, not two-handed. So let's go to Renewed Justice. Virtue of Justice is renewed when you kill a foe. Very, very good. Let's just go back to the Justice rather than the Courage. So with this recharge, that's going to give you extra burning when it comes back up. Of course, with the passive, it's just burn foes every few attacks. And you can see the different effects that come out from it, as well as the extra might and the blindness, which I just went through, as well as retaliation. And the burning is pretty substantial. So, let's go on to the next one. Radiant Fire. Gain Zealot's Flame when you critically hit an enemy. Burning duration is increased. Torch abilities recharge faster. So you want to Zealot's Flame. There you go. So set yourself alight, periodically burning up to 3 nearby foes. So you're going to have this charge back up. You're going to be on fire. So it's going to be very, very good, of course. So when you throw it out, you get the extra 3 burning stacks, you get some nice damage, and the range is pretty high. So it's always nice to have that proc coming up as well. And that's a cooldown of every 10 seconds. So the extra burst damage comes out from that burning stack is pretty nice. Radiant Power. So attacks against burning foes have an increased chance to critically hit. More crit. More crit. Amplified Wrath. So burning damage is increased, of course. This is the burning line, really. Burn enemies whose attacks you successfully block. So when you block with your heal and whatnot, which is very useful as well. So going into Virtues. And when I talk about heal, you know, shelter, you block for 2 seconds. So going into Virtues then. Inspired Virtues. So Virtues now also apply the following boons, as we saw when we hovered over the different Virtues that we have. Ta-da! Then if we go into the next trait, there's going to be Master of Consecration. So consecrations last longer and have reduced recharge. So we only have that Purging Flames, and we get it's 6 seconds now and reduced to 28. So extra burning that comes out there as well. And we've got the Fire combo field. Very, very useful, as well as the Condi removal, which is very, very important for you to have, because Condis obviously are going to rip us to shreds. Then we're going to go to Virtue of Retribution, so gain Retaliation when you activate a Virtue. Retaliation is pretty strong as well. Duration increased by 25%. Absolute Resolution there, so activating Virtue of Resolve removes conditions from nearby allies. Virtue of Resolve's passive effect is stronger. That's also yourself, so 3 conditions removing that is very, very strong. And also the radius is 1,200, which is quite big. Power of Virtuous, deal extra damage for each boon you have. Virtues recharge faster. Guardians have boons pretty much permanently. You even start with Aegis. Power of Virtuous, so deal damage. Sorry, I just said that one. We'll go to the last trait. Sorry, Indomitable Courage. We know you get the stability on the Virtue of Courage, which is going to be good. This is going to be could be one of your main down abilities, as well as trying to keep up and sustain in a fight. Very, very, very useful, of course. And then we're going to go to the final line, Valor. So, first of all, Valorious Defense, again Aegis when you're struck while below the health threshold, so an extra block is always good. That synergizes well with the other trait that we talked about before. Smite Conditions, so Smite is boon. Smite Conditions when you use a healing ability there as well, so Cure Condition and damage nearby foes, double damage if condition is cured. Smite Condition, oh yeah, we really like those Smite Conditions. Fury, good as well. Courageous Return. So Virtue of Courage is recharged when you revive an ally or when you rally. So that's always very, very good as well. Of course, Virtue of Courage is so awesome as well in terms of your survivability. Strength in numbers, so nearby allies gain toughness based on your effective level. Extra toughness is always good for your own survival. Might of the Protectors, again might when you block attacks. We're blocking a lot in this build, so you gain some nice passive might regen, which is pretty good for your extra damage. And then Monk's Focus, so use a meditation skill, heals you and grants fury to allies in a radius. Meditation skills have reduced recharge. Boom. Fury. Boom, Fury. So, going to gain a lot of damage, and a lot of your engage comes from Judge's intervention, of course. So you engage, you get Fury, you get the burning as well, and then you bash away and increase those burning stacks. The rotation, if I'm honest, I've played this quite a lot, and there's different ways in engaging depending on your cooldowns, but I can just show you how much burning actually gets done in this build. It's pretty intense. I will wait until the cooldown comes back as well. For some abilities, if we can find an actual NPC here which isn't being abused to hell. But you know, the main con of this build is the fact that it's so bloody slow. Like, that's a big issue. So you want to watch out for that. That's one thing you have to be very, very careful of. Being caught out of position, trying to rotate around the map, like being with an Elementalist with Fire Greatsword, or with a Mesmer with Portal, or someone that can give you swiftness is very, very useful. So let's have a look here. Range to 1.2k. That's pretty far. Obviously, it's bigger than where I am currently right now. But obviously, using your Focus 5 to get the extra damage you need as well. And you can even I just used it there, unfortunately, but you can see, let's just stack up the burning just from that. 2 stacks of burning, you can see how much damage comes out from those stacks as well. It's pretty strong, the burning condition on this build, of course. Just wait for him to come up and I can show you some more damage which comes out from this. Even the Scepter 2 itself does some nice damage. You can see passively as well, every few seconds you get the extra damage there through the traits and the extra burning that comes out. So just get 2 stacks of burning just from using the second ability on your Scepter, of course. So it's pretty nice to just jump in. I mean, if you haven't got Judge's intervention as well, you know, you can switch it. We'll just wait for the weapon swap to come back up so I can do the right rotation. If you haven't got this off cooldown, if you're in a smaller range, you know, range 600, you just want to jump in, then, you know, bang, 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 and then you can go away. I'm not saying that that's the best rotation in the world to use, but, you know, you can still pull off. And you're getting your poison stack on your target as well, which is always very nice to have as well. I mean, you know, you can do a little bit more damage if you go for a little bit more, you know, you can get the extra signet and whatever, but you need to have survival. Survival is very, very important in this build. Let's just set ourselves on fire and stand next to the target. Again, you know, burning stacks too, which is pretty sick, really, you know. And that's just for walking around in a fight while you're setting fire. I mean, you can use it at a big range as well. It's pretty nice. Impact of that is pretty heavy, so we saw you got it again there as well, so pretty nice. I love this build. It's very, very fun. You can be taken out quite quickly if you're not too careful, so sometimes having some defense is good, but you've still got a lot of, like, you know, stability on the third ability. Then you get protection and Aegis as well. It's really, really nice. Sorry, Aegis from the passive, of course. And then we go back in, we've got some condition removal there as well as regen. And, you know, we can get rid of a lot of conditions going with Contemplation of Purity as well. So, and that's also your Stunbreaker. And also, you've got another Stunbreaker. So it's pretty good. And we've got the condition removal coming out from Purging Flame. So, you know, you can sometimes, I mean, you can combat this up if you really want. I mean, sometimes I run in and I just go with the port there. You can see the amount of damage. Oof. Oof. How much was that burn for? That was pretty intense. 4.5k, just under 4.5k burning with not really much effort. So, that's the build, guys. Let me know what you think. This is the build that's come up within SPVP. Some traits might have changed by the time this gets viewed by you. Some things may have changed. I may have changed things without remembering, but it's pretty nice. It's pretty fun. Frey from Orange Logo kind of started really making this build famous for what it is. So don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And also don't forget to leave a comment as well below. Just telling me what you think about the build, if you enjoyed it, if you want to see it played in the future more by teams and whatnot, how you would use it yourself in a team composition. I know all these things, but it'd be interesting to know what you guys think as well. Thank you very much from the little man himself. Take it easy.